Have you ever just thought about like joining a cult and committing sex trafficking and then just getting away with it because you're rich? Does that sound like, half of all the world's problems going on right now, supposedly, that's getting exposed all the time? Because I swear to God, that's like most of the news feed now is, everyone is just pissing and shitting out child trafficking cases. Reckless Ben is back at it again. First we started brick by brick. Now I don't even know how to describe this. You can sit here and judge this dirty ass mattress back here. I gotta throw it out as garbage night. Whole bed frame fell apart. Fuck it. But like, how does one even talk about this, right? So Reckless Ben, if you don't know who Reckless Ben is, he's the YouTuber who exposed bricks and minifigs for the Brian Mansell case with I think it was $200,000 worth of Legos, turned out to be a little bit less than that, whatever. I think it recently just got settled. If I'm inaccurate on any of that stuff, don't sue me. What the fuck? Then just after that, he went to like a Provo children's fucking prison almost, disguised as a school, and they're like abusing kids, and right after he uploads it, the school gets shut down, but it's not shut down because Ben exposed it. It's shut down in the process of other complaints and just happened to be the timing when he uploads that shit. And now he comes out with a video where I swear on everything, go to his channel, a Hindu god who goes by, I think, JKP, the Jagad Bara, sounds like some fucking shit out of Star Wars. And, claims to be the fifth of this shit, and he's got like millions of followers in the Hindu faith cult. I don't know. I'm not Hindu. I watched the video. I haven't seen the the documentary on Patreon yet, but this guy is doing a human sex trafficking ring under the guise of a fucking water purifier company, allegedly, right? I'm not trying to get sued. Everything I say is alleged. Leave that shit to Ben. Okay? I'm not trying to get sued. But, how does this keep happening? You know what I mean? Like, we really sit out here and live in a world where once the Epstein stuff came out, it was like a snowball, right? Like, Epstein came out. And then now it's Pizzagate. Now it's, Donald Trump's in Epstein files. Bill Gates in the Epstein files. Bill Clinton's in the Epstein files. And then once the files didn't get released, now it's like every other thing in this world now is a child sex trafficking ring that gets exposed, allegedly, in the news. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just a normal dude. And like most of you out there are just like me. When you hear this shit, does it not just make you think, how the fuck does this shit go on? And not a word is said. And I'm watching this documentary, right? Well, no, that's on Patreon. Correct myself. I'm watching the YouTube video from Reckless Ben. This guy wants to remain anonymous that he's interviewing, but his girlfriend or whoever isn't anonymous because she was an employee there. That doesn't make any sense to me, particularly. That's the part that's kind of weird because I haven't seen the documentary, right? There's probably, like he alluded to in the video, a lot of evidence pinpointing. In the YouTube video, unless I missed it, I don't see how Peter Schmigel, described him as like a Jewish entrepreneur from New York. I don't see the correlation other than he belongs to this church of how he's funding all of this, At the end of the day, it's probably exposed in the documentary. But I'm just sitting here thinking, how does it make sense that the guy who got sued from Peter Schmigel for trying to expose this wants to remain anonymous? Because I could be wrong, but wouldn't that lawsuit be public unless it was settled privately outside of court? And how did the chick, I think her name was Myra, how did she work there for 15 years and not see what was going on until 15 years in? Like, even if you want to give me like a year or two of documenting this stuff, if that's the part of what was going on towards the end, 15 years, bitch? Are you serious? And when I tell you that watching Reckless Ben try to confront Peter Schmigel, that this guy cannot be real. He fakes being a DoorDasher twice. And can we just all agree that modern security standards are way lower than people actually think they are, unless you go into like a fucking airport or like a school really now? You know, everyone wants to preach like, oh, we're always under constant surveillance, which I don't disagree, but we're always under surveillance. Everything's locked down. Everything isn't what it used to be back in the day. You know, everything, like, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, like, how do you walk into a corporate office and just tell the guy at the desk, I got a DoorDash that says, take this to the second floor? Almost every corporate building I've ever walked into, the security people, or like even like an apartment building, you leave it at the desk, right? Like, I guess you can bring it to the apartment if it's not like a super nice place and they don't really give a fuck. But how do you get into the second floor of an entire company for a Chipotle burrito? You know what I mean? That shit boggles my fucking mind. And then he tried it twice. He almost got away with it if they didn't print out a wanted poster and stick it right in the little cubby on the desk. And it was a new security guard who was like, wait a minute. And then Ben decides to go to this Hindu church cult thing himself that he joined and got invited to, and asked to see the Peter guy. And they say he's not there, but then he has an insider who clearly is sitting right fucking next to Peter. Like, you get it. Of course they're gonna fucking lie. Are you kidding me? Are you shitting me right now? Of course they're gonna lie. The fuck? But how do we get into these situations where allegedly a Jewish entrepreneur from New York starts a water filtration company, if I recall that correctly, and this somehow spins into a Hindu cult that is committing child molestation to the point where the God walking the earth is brought on federal charges for 280 years in prison, just magically disappears on his court date. And then they apparently have evidence that they found his ass and the FBI don't look into it. Are we fucking serious? Like, can we be dead ass serious right now? We all know what the fuck's going on. Like, seriously, you can't make this shit up, dude. And it just pisses me off as a normal guy. Watching videos like this is hysterical in the sense of how Ben just gets away with this shit. Like, at this point, people have to recognize his face. He's gonna have people on some James O'Keefe type shit do some undercover reporting for him. Because at this point, everyone's gonna know his fucking face. He can't do this shit anymore in person, right? Like, how does he keep getting away with this? But at the end of the day, like, how is everything just a sex trafficking ring now? You walk into like a fucking Popeyes and someone's getting raped in the dumpster. Like, at this rate, that's the way this world's going. Are you shitting me? And like, I'm not trying to make fun of that. That's a serious situation. But like, what has happened to our society? You could say this has been going on for a long time. Do we really need the internet to expose all this shit? Are you what? At a certain point, when are people gonna actually sit there and instead of just typing away, and you could say I'm doing the same thing in this video, I guess, but I have no fucking following. I don't have people listening to me, watching me. What the fuck am I gonna do? I'm one guy. If I got a following, fuck yeah, I take more of a stance. I'm just a random dude, just like everyone else. But you're telling me that, like, you have this mass group of people that all see what the fuck's happening, allegedly. And everyone's just gonna yap about it like, this is crazy. When are people gonna actually do something? I'm not calling for violence. I'm not calling for some assassination shit, none of that. But like, when is there going to be a mass movement of people to bring these people accountable instead of just crying online or just doing a protest outside, you know, like a peaceful protest that the media is going to spin, oh it's great, and then the other side says, oh, they're terrorists, and it goes both ways, or like, oh, they're communists. Like, come on. Okay, like, at a certain point, when can we all come together as just a human species and just look at this and just realize, like, this is alleged, right? Ben wasn't 100% accurate with his claims, and the bricks and minifigs, like, when it came to the numbers documentation, he was going off information that the Mansell family gave him, so it's not 100% his fault, but when you make that much of a stink over that shit, you kinda need to have all your numbers in a row. And in this, I still don't particularly understand, at least in the YouTube video, the correlation between Spiegel and the Hindu guy, like him funding it. Like, only in the video I kind of see that he's a member of this guy's church. And you know, like, I'm a member of the Catholic Church. Does that mean I fucking touch little boys? No. Like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, maybe in the documentary on Patreon, he has all the evidence, because I haven't watched it yet. But it's the same thing, like, if I was Muslim, like, does that mean I'm fucking blowing shit up and pushing gay people off roofs? No. If I'm, you know, a Christian, all of a sudden am I abusing little boys? No. Like, there's bad things that happen from people inside of different areas. It doesn't mean it's not happening, but I guess I wish Ben would have just put actual evidence in the video, other than these people kind of yapping about it over Zoom calls. Maybe it's in the documentary, right? But this is kind of my yap. I just don't understand how the fuck we've gotten to this point as a society, where I'm watching arguably one of the funniest fucking people I've seen on the internet, in Reckless Ben, somehow get away with this kind of journaling. You know, you have people doing elaborate disguises and going undercover and shit, and this guy just fucking walks in and says, I have a burrito, and he ends up in front of the CEO of the company. Are you dead ass serious right now? How does that shit work in 2026? I can't believe that. That's crazy. But other than that, really, that's kind of all I have to say about this right now. You know, if you like this video, I guess subscribe. If you like listening to just a normal dude just talking about some shit he sees in the world, you know, just stick around. It's a good vibe. Mattress will be gone. I'm in a normal house, normal shit going on, work a normal job. I'm not different than anyone else. And if you like what you hear, just stick around. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Cool. Appreciate you guys. See